been appreciating myself a lot more lately. And saying what's on my mind and saying what's on my heart has always brought me to a level of self-respect that I never knew you can experience self-respect in that way. Like how you give to yourself by what you do and how you do things. And that brings me to an important message for some of you, is that when it comes to you, your uniqueness, every scar, every eyelash, every blink and every breath is only yours. And you have to protect it. You have to protect every part of you. Because it's not a war against flesh and blood, but of spiritual beings in high places. I forgot the word or the saying, but I bet you catch my drift. Definitely someone can go and look it up and correct me. But why I say protect yourself is not like, oh, you got to have a sword and an armor. No. It's about how you do things, and just like you would have a lock on your car door, you would lock your car door because you're not giving anybody access. There's no access. No one can freely go into your car and take whatever they want or put whatever they want in there. Because just thinking about it, I was like, what the heck? No. Somebody open my car door that I don't know and just take or do whatever they want to my car? Think about that for a minute. How would you feel if you left your car door unlocked for 1 week and everybody knew, oh, that car right there is unlocked? How many people are really going to come and check that car out? Think about it. If it was somebody else, you would probably go check that car out. Why is it unlocked? Just to be nosy. You will go and find out. You will put your hands on or in that vehicle. Because it's intriguing. So you see that energy? Like, everyone knows this one thing. And everybody wants access to it now. Because it's free to have access. So now take that same scenario and you are the car. And you don't lock yourself away. You don't remove the access from every thing and everyone. You're open to all things. How would you look? How would you feel? What kind of things that could be done to you if you're just completely open? Completely accessible. You probably won't be here. Somebody may take your hair. They might take your clothes. They might take your shoes. They might take your phone. They might take just everything. Sometimes people will take your arm, their leg. And they're like, oh, I'm going to harvest. Oh, just like a car. Some people will completely gut out a car. Take the tires, take the ignition, the catalytic converters. Take everything and leave you nothing but bones. So that's what I really need to put into y'all's mind, is that you need to give no access. 0. Especially around this time. No family, no friends, no boyfriend, no kids, no pets. There's certain parts of you that God is working on, that he's recultivating. Like, you're getting an upgrade. And it's like access denied. You know? I know with kids it's a little different. You have responsibilities. Yes, I'm not saying to slack off on that. Just certain parts of you have to hold on to. Certain parts of you that needs to be recultivated. It's like you farmed for 4 years straight, but you never gave the land the break that it needed. That is you. You need to take a break and just grow wild for a little bit. Overgrow. Bring in the energy of abundance. Bring in the energy of life back into you. The only way you can do it is shut off or remove the access to other people, places, and things. Because there's a new version of you coming in, and you think the version of yourself that you want to be, you have to think that the Most High has something even better. And the key to getting all of that is to give people no access to you. Meaning emotionally. Like if someone does something that usually will piss you off, you don't react. Don't be reactive, because sometimes people are triggering you just so you can fail this test or fail this mission or challenge. There are things out there that does not want you to succeed. And when you have your fears, your emotions, your plans out there, it's easier to corrupt. To remove the access, they can't see your plan. They can't try to manipulate others to get you off course. They don't have to manipulate themselves or you to get you off course on where you're supposed to be. Because I believe a lot of you that are listening right now have been in a position where recently, where you started noticing a change within yourself. Like you just woke up and was like, I'm really that chick, or I am really that guy. Like people would really try me, and you know, like you had that feeling. Like no matter what comes at me, I'm good. Especially when you start to be a little bit more grateful, especially in private. Just grateful for all the things you have. Just looking around, just like, yo, I am good. People will literally try to knock me down for this spot. Like, you know, that's how you kind of woke up. Like the day before, you probably were like, man, nobody would want to live here, or nobody would want to drive this, or nobody wants to work here. But that switch is happening. That change is happening. And now that you start to feel how blessed you truly are, you gotta protect it. Because the enemy is not trying to fool you off your path. It's trying to fool you against yourself. The biggest thing you could, and the worst thing you could ever do to yourself is lie to you. To lie to yourself. To deceive yourself. That's the worst thing you can do, because that is what Satan did. He deceived himself into thinking he was this way, and he literally damned himself. So now you're in this position where you know you're going somewhere that you've never been before, and you're tapping into that energy of like, there's something coming and I gotta lock in. I have to be consistent. I have to just do one step at a time because I'm going in a direction that I know I'm supposed to go. I'm following my true north. And no matter how itchy and uncomfortable and how hectic this journey is and may be, putting yourself in position to just keep going, to persevere. Another thing about giving no access, or ways of not giving access to people, is just basic conversation. People say, oh, how's everything? How's life? You say, oh, life is great. Thank you. How's yours? You always want to you want to start redirecting, especially when people like to pin, people like to get more information out of you than they would give. I've been noticing that lately, and I've been pinpointing where I either don't respond, keep it very vague, or redirect the conversation because they don't have access. And to be, respectful and kind, there's plenty of ways of doing it without coming off of malicious and manipulative. Another way of not giving access is sometimes you have to be kind of blunt. No, you have to be blunt. Like, yeah, I really don't want to talk about that right now. Or you can say, yeah, that's not a conversation I'm willing to have right now. Especially if there's individuals that press beyond their boundary limit or the boundary or push up against the boundary. You can give them a hard no instead of a soft one or a redirection. Other reasons of removing the accessibility is because it's going to challenge your mind. It's going to challenge the way you think. It's going to help you think differently, move differently than you ever have before. Because this time you're holding up the boundary for yourself. The same amount of energy, thought it puts into locking your house or your car door is the same energy you got to put towards yourself when it comes to wherever you are elevating to. And that right there is going to change your mindset. It's going to open and unlock a new way of thinking because you are only going within to truly make any decision, to maneuver life by your mind, by your own understanding, by your own experience without including other people. And that's another whole no access, another message for no access, is you are no longer going to have access to people that you used to have. You're no longer going to have access to people that are going to be giving you money when you need them the most. You're no longer going to have access to people when you need emotional support because you have graduated that level. And it's gonna be a slow or more gradual exiting. People are gonna be exiting out your life. And if it's family and friends, it's just like you guys are parting ways for now, going on your journeys, but there'll always be times where family comes together. Those natural, normal things. But when it comes to financially being I guess supported, that's going to dwindle quite quickly just so you can be in the mindset to do you first, to do your due diligence, to steward your money first. That is definitely for some people right there, because there are goals and there are things that you want in life, and you have to be in the energy to receive them. You have to act as if, you have to say things as if you already have it. So once they come in, you don't feel a difference, because you already known that's how it is. I already knew this is the life. So there's going to be access denial coming in for some of you, most of you. Either you are receiving the access denied, or you going to be doing the denying, you know? Didn't want to make this too long, but yeah, definitely look into other ways that you can create healthy boundaries, and how you can prioritize yourself and allow God to work through you, because it's really going to help mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually get you to the next level that you know where you are wanting to thrive in. Peace and love.